Welcome to the Finer Details. I'm here today as Amanda Van Hoosier at Bishop Hill Farm Flowers, and I'm getting ready to put in some flats of zinnias, and I wanted to show you the finer details of how I do that. I wanted to show you the tools I use. I just use a butter knife. It's pretty easy, and then I also just pull the transplant out by the leaves, because you can break the leaves, but you don't want to break the stem. And then I look at the roots. If they're really root bound, I'll break them apart, but these are looking pretty good. I planted these on the for 6 weeks ago, and I was going to put them out a little bit earlier, but we had that deep freeze, so I've waited till the soil warmed up some. We've had some pretty warm days, and it looks like on the next 10-day forecast looks like we'll make our average frost date without a freeze. So I'm going to go ahead. This was my test. You know, you got to put some in just to be like ahead of it. It's kind of like when you're pushing the tomatoes for us. And the other tool I use, of course, you got to have coffee and get that in your system because you're going to move fast. Last year I had sunflowers in the bed that I prepared, and so this year I'm going to put some zinnias here. I've used some compost, some organic fertilizer, and also some minerals from lava type minerals, and then I'm also getting ready to do them with a foliar feed, mostly fish emulsion and kelp, to just set the roots in well. So I'm going to show you how I do it with the butter knife. Butter knife, and here we go. I'm going to make the holes first. I'm doing it 6 inches apart, so that's for zinnias. It's a good spacing, and I make the holes, and then I bring over the transplants and I lay them down along the holes, and that way I can do a whole row and do it very quickly. And I also wanted to show you that some of them are root bound, so I would just break off the bottoms of the roots. These have been in for 6 weeks, like I said, so they got a little tall, so I went ahead and pinched the top after the first 2, and you can see that there's a new little growth coming on the side. So this is a way I would put the transplant in. I would swirl around, scrape in a bowl when you're making batter, and then I would drop in the transplant. And because I had swirled around this way, it's real easy to come back around and touch it that way. Here we go, swirl, drop, come back around, and there it is. Swirl, drop, back around, and there it is. Swirl, drop, back around, there it is. It's like a rhythm. You want to make sure that everybody's firm. Sometimes I just firm them up so that if the wind comes along, and look at here, there's an extra one right here. He goes in right there. And that is the way I put in my zinnias transplants.